Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I wanted to look at the next Siege figure I got after Sky Wheels and the Micromasters, and that is Cog. And here we've got Deluxe Cog in his alt modes. And for me, Cog is a particularly special figure because the only G1 toy I have is G1 Fortress Maximus, which comes with Cog. So I wanted to kind of do a little quick comparison and discussion as I go through this guy. But yeah, so Cog is known as a weaponizer. He's got, I mean, it's his legs, but it's supposed to be like a half-track truck thing, I guess. You know what it does? It does very strongly reminisce on the original Cog. That's what it does very well. He's got his guns, which compared to the original, it's, referential but an updated design. And unlike the old Cog, which only had 3 casters at the bottom to kind of roll back and forth, the new Cog half-track thing, it's got 2 guns, and it does have proper wheels and then actual treads instead of just a tread sticker. Although, in an interesting choice, they did decide to flip the treads for whatever reason. But yeah, so the half-track truck part of Cog, it's got ports in different places so you can weapon it up however you want, but it's essentially the legs. And then we've got a little rover vehicle. It reminds me of like a lunar rover, even though it doesn't really look like one at all. And it's been nicely painted silver. The other one, is really just blue, black, and red, but we've got this nice silver paint picked out. And same thing on these, what are clearly the arms, but they've got all sorts of gun mounts and pegs and stuff. And yeah, again, like the arm pieces, the guns can move. It rolls just fine. And it does look a lot like the original Cog rover piece. There you can see some sticker details. Toy Hacks just came out with their sticker set recently, so we'll be getting I'm sure very G1 reminiscent stickers matching all those details. But yeah, from the back and the sides, it looks pretty much the same. The nice difference, the thing they changed is from the front, the head's kind of at the bottom instead of looking up at you. But yeah, vehicle mode, that's Cog. That's all there is to him. He can interact with Fort Max. I was hoping to do this video on my new recording setup where I could show you Fort Max all laid out. I wasn't able to do that, unfortunately. But I mean, it's, they're basically legend size halves, so they can interact with Fort Max just fine. And then transforming Cog is super easy. It's literally just flipping up this part of his waist, and that's his legs done. And then coming in and unplugging his arms from his rover, coming in and flipping out the chest. Ooh. So sometimes it gets caught between that bracket. Flipping it out, turning the head around, and plugging in the arms here. And then just the 2 halves, there's a peg and a port. It's very simple to hook it back up. And then we've got Deluxe Cog. And I guess he's really like Deluxe Duocon Cog, right? I know Skytread / Sky Flywheels was a Duocon. Cog's not officially one, but yeah, he looks really good. The guns don't really fit super well. I'm going to put some floor polish on these. Maybe I'll do a quick video on that. I don't know if I've done a floor polish video yet to thicken those up. But he's pretty well articulated. I thought there would be some butterfly motion in his chest, but the back piece prevents any of that. The head looks really nice, and it can spin. It can't really tilt or anything. You can kind of have him looking up, maybe if you want him looking up at Fort Max like that. The arms go full 360 because they're obviously just pegged in. You do get this outward motion as long as you get the forearm guard things out of the way. The elbows bend 90 degrees, nothing on the wrist. And then the legs, due to the way they peg in, the hips can do full Van Dammes and then the knees go in super deep, which is nice. You can get a good action pose of him kind of diving down on some fools or high kicking or something. So he is obviously much more posable than the original. The original, oh yeah, and you've got ankle tilts. I totally forgot about those. The oh geez, and that's one of the issues I have with him is just how easily he does come apart. But it is for the purpose of a fun gimmick. To compare to the original Cog real quick, after you get him transformed, which is even easier because obviously he's a simpler figure. All you really get on the original Cog is just the arms. Oop. Put that back in. And yeah, it's look at it. It's just such an excellent update of the figure. He really looks, more dangerous, more, it's right. They took the original toy and they gave him joints and colored him up a little nicer. And for Cog, I think that is A-okay. Especially since we do have Titan's Return Cog, or Titan's Return Fort Max for him to hang out with, even if he didn't have his weaponizer gimmick. And a real quick size comparison compared to my other Deluxe, Cog, sits right in that size. But yeah, just such a great update to a great figure already. I love dumb little Cog just as is. And then to get this is really kind of unexpected. But yeah, another quick comparison I want to make is to the actual Fort Max. I keep wanting to call him Emissary, but that's not right. Emissary was Robots in Disguise 2001 Fort Max. There we go. And this is kind of the way even though he's a siege figure and he can weaponize and stuff, this is where I'm going to keep them together, is hanging out in Fort Max's base mode or hanging out on Fort Max's shoulder, which I'll show off at the end of the video after I've gone through everything else. But that makes me really happy. That just, that makes me very, very happy to see them buddies reunited. But yeah, and then Cog's other feature obviously is he's a weaponizer, and the weaponizers of the line. Siege is all about armoring up your guys, so you can split your Cog into pieces by taking off his legs and arms. And then you're left with the two halves of his torso, I guess, and head. And then we have, conveniently, flywheels right here. He's got all sorts of ports. So, you want to give him some leg rocket launchers, you can. Put those right there. We can give him some elevator platform shoes if we want. Fold those in. Treads on treads on treads. Give him... I want to hook up this onto his back, but I'm wondering how to actually do that. Oh, there's a convenient port right here that can pop out. Hook this up. Flip his head down if you want. I don't even know what to do with this thing. Let's call it another gun. And he's got, Flywheels has ports. All the siege figures, they've got, oh, come on. Besides the weaponizers, they've got, and even the weaponizers, I guess, they've got ports all over. But yeah, so Cog can become all sorts of weapons. And then these can be, they can be individual guns and held by figures. All sorts of stuff can be done with Cog. And that is a really cool gimmick. I think I'm looking forward to it more on 6-gun. But it's awesome that all the Titans are getting their other drone buddies back, and I'm excited to pick up all of them. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about on the Deluxes, since I'm not really picking up Sideswipe or Hound or any of them. We can put Cog back together and just show them off real quick with Fort Max. But yeah, I'm very happy with Cog. I wonder if I'll enjoy his play pattern a little more once I've got the other weaponizers and I can get a little more creative with it, or maybe once I've got more deluxes to try the gimmick out on. But yeah, we'll hook Cog up with Fort Max in just a second. Okay, so give Cog his guns back, and let's take him and the camera. Let's see if I can do this smoothly. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're taking Cog over. Fort Max is conveniently right behind this monitor. So if we just wanted to see, and I'm a little further away from the microphone, I'm sure, what he looks like. Ooh. Hanging out on top of Fort Max. I mean, the colors match great. He looks, they look like they've been buddies forever. And that, to me, that looks really great. And like I said, I was hoping to do this on a bigger table. Next week, when I do a different video, over there is going to be my new recording setup. So I'll have my lights set up over there. I've got some LEDs that I'll be stringing up and kind of trying to convert that into a light box. And that'll be cleared off. And I've been, I'll have a nicer setup next week, which I'm very much excited for. I was hoping to have it this week, but that didn't happen. But anyway, that's Cog, and he looks great. And I think he's an easy recommendation. I think Flywheels is still my favorite of the wave, but Cog, I mean, I didn't even bother getting Sideswipe and Hound. I'm sure they're great figures, but Cog I had to pick up. He's just terrific. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will catch you all next week. See ya.